Welcome, all of you. I know some of you. Most of you I don't know, but those who do know me know that I'm usually speak Dutch. So speaking English is relatively new for me. So please forgive me if I use some strange verbs or something like that. I think we can get along. If you don't understand anything, just raise your question, and I will try to clarify things. Yeah. I just get an indication that I should move this thing closer. Okay. Well, let's jump into it. Well, this is a business presentation, of course. And because it is a business presentation, there's also a slide like this. And I decided to leave it because it does have some, well, interesting value, I guess, also for you. It is a slide from before Corona, so numbers now are slightly different. But, well, the main idea which you can get from this is that there is just a lot of customer data within the Dutch railroads. All those passenger miles translate to transactions for checking in, checking out. It's really a huge amount of data which is all personal sensitive. So we also have to do a lot of things. And just when you think, well, passenger check in, check out, and then we have it, no, because there are disabled people who just need help to get in the train. But in order to provide them the help they need, you will have to store somewhere what kind of help they require, which is accessed as medical data. So then you have all at once quite a new set of data in your systems. And well, when you're using the train but didn't get a ticket for it, then well, if you're not so lucky, then you get a fine. And then all of a sudden you have legal data. Well, it takes something. And yeah, well, general message, I guess, a lot of data. A lot of data is also sensitive. And there is a lot of sight on our company so that we do things the right way. I was introduced, well, just a few minutes ago. I guess this describes it a little bit better. I'm used to having the screen up a little bit higher, so this is rather awkward. But yeah, if I look at it, I was born in 1996, for those who didn't guess it already. I followed a study with technical computer sciences. I do have some pets, and I really love audio equipment. So for those who recognize, this is Vivid Audio. It's a hell of a speaker, and well, if you don't have anything with audio equipment, then it doesn't say anything to you, but well, for me it's a really nice thing. Any questions so far? No? Really nice. Okay. We started with Testdata Management as a project. Just after, well, there was some GDPR introductions. I said to my manager, well, perhaps we should pay attention to it as well. And, well, we did. And there was a project. And that project, it started because there was nothing. And it built up a lot of things. And then over the years, they had to change the plan. And eventually they handed over the results to my organization. And I was left with this. There was some level of ownership at our business partners. Also a lot of resistance because everything was pushed. There was some kind of reporting in place, but it was used as a means to shame people in order to convince them to do things the right way. And they made 153 applications compliant from the project. So that was my starting point. And I was just, thinking, everything is settled, I can just move on along with things. And then something happened. And that was this. And, it's a rather busy picture, but it shows you a safe organization. Before all of this happened, we didn't have a safe organization. We were just a classically hierarchical organization. But then someone figured, we are doing DevOps, and we're doing DevOps more and more and more. And our organization is just not keeping up with it. And everything changed. For us, it changed really hard because we were a service team, just helping other testing teams to do their thing. And the whole testing organization just disappeared. And we became a department in the, what you call a platform organization. And we were a platform team. So providing a platform is quite something different from offering a service. And we needed to think about what our next steps were going to be. We just couldn't move on like we did. And that was, kind of a change. So we started thinking, and we came up with some things. Just a general idea of what it would mean for us to be a platform team instead of a service team. And we came up with these points, and that was our starting point for the rest of our development. And we tried to align things, of course, we did. We had a lot of conversations. And then, to show you a little bit more, then imagine those people over there as being my team, and all of these teams being our customers. And those customers, of course, have requests. And those requests, they just push them to us. And then we make compliant databases for all those teams. And then in a later stage, we have some kind of portal. And the developer comes along and says, put it up. And then we start delivering our databases to, the teams who are just our customers. But as a service team, this will work. But as your organization grows, and you're not a service team anymore, but a platform team, you cannot keep a thing like this going. So this needed to change. And we came up with this general idea. Let's start with our team again, and our customers will come with requests. But now we do not deliver a database anymore. We deliver a tool. And that tool is capable of empowering teams. So, we don't have a portal anymore because the teams can do it themselves. They have a tooling, or actually a client, make their own database, client or compliant databases. They make their own compliant databases. Let's say it in the right order. And problem was, our tooling we had currently at that moment, was just not able to support something like this. So that was really something. And we had all these great plans, and we looked on to a future of being a platform team, and everything was nice, but our tooling was not so nice, and not able also to facilitate this. So so we had to do something else. And then we started just to define what that would be, what we had to do. And that was, again, I'm just trying to read along, but I'll leave the reading to you. I guess that's best. We defined our current state of operations, and just defined also where we wanted to go. And I can see it over here. Well, that's a relief.
It's a bit small. I don't know if
Yeah.
I can enlarge it.
It's big enough.
Met het risico dat ik alles kapot maak.
It helps. Really helps. Yeah. We wanted integration with deployment pipelines. We wanted agile teams to create their own data And we didn't want to do all the work for them because we have, well, over 200 development teams. So we saw that if we continue as we did, we wouldn't be able to support everyone in the near future. So we did need to change something anyhow, but well, the timing and the change of the organization just, well, it just caused that we needed to speed things up. And we speed things up. So we had all these nice plans, and then we started talking with our customers, well, what do you think? And one of our larger customers is DIA. And DIA said, well, basically, we are having 15 teams, and we have one person in the support servicing all those teams, and it's just not working anymore. If the guy has a day off or a holiday, I get angry people from other teams that their data is too late. So they, well, already had the situation we described, and they wanted a change, and they wanted it soon, because they had this very big program running, and they were outscaling some kind of legacy system, and they needed new tooling in order to be able to complete the task at hand. Well, we didn't have a planning, well, this ambitious right up to then, and this was quite something because, well, we only had some kind of vision that we would need things, and then started planning in the next year, and perhaps a year later another tool or something like that. So we needed to speed things up in order to be able to well, help DIA out with their problems. And we started working together, and well, as first thing we did, hold on, was to define a set of common requirements. And we decided just to keep it very simple. We defined 4, which were our main requirements. And we wanted the tool to be accessible. And with accessible, we mean that the teams themselves would be able to use it. Well, the current tool we used was something like you need to have a 3-month training, and then you start to grasp something of the basics of the tool, and that would take just too long. If you have a team of developers and you want them to do the things themselves, that's just not going to work. So, first requirement, tool must be accessible, and it must be easy to use for developers. The second thing we recognized was that, well, we probably wouldn't be able to do everything ourselves, so we needed people from the market to help us out with that. And then, well, some of them are here, but you can only do that if those people are actually there. And the tool we were using didn't have really broad support in the market at that moment, so we were also looking for a shift on that area. And of course, we didn't want to lose any functionality, so it still had to support pseudonymization processes and also fictitious, is that the word? Yeah, that's the word. Fictitious data. Well, easy enough. And the third requirement came from our architects, and they said, well, it's really nice, Wilco, if you want a new tool, but bear in mind, we are not going to get a tool for every hosting platform we are having in our company. So make sure your new tool is installable and usable in all of them. We also have some cloud environments, and I went up to the guy, oh, I want to use a tool in your new environment. So maybe I can get some kind of a virtual machine and then install it. Well, they said, well, yeah, I can see how you think of that, but that's not how we are going to do things. Cloud means service-based. Well, I didn't know anything about cloud, so I had to get some kind of education about it. And, well, we just put up the requirement. And it means that the new tool ought to be able to run as a service in a cloud environment, just without the need of a virtual machine. Well, when we had all those requirements, we did some kind of basic selection process. We selected some suppliers, we talked a little bit, And eventually we contacted DATPROF and got an evaluation license. We installed it, and we had this one guy who was really into the tooling, because he was the one guy supporting 15 other teams, and he put the tool to the test. And then he pushed it even further, which was really helpful. And at the end, we had a clear insight in what the tool could provide us, and also that it would be able to support our organization. So any questions we had up front on will it fit for our teams were taken away by taking this approach. So there was one thing left which we were not quite sure about, and that was, will a team which is, not used to creating their own data, will such a team be able to do it themselves? So we organized a workshop, and Gerard helped out with the workshop, half a day, and at the end of the day they had something which was working, which was really great. So last point of our requirements, it was just a complete success. We were astonished, and we were also very happy. So we tried to move along, and started the steps to purchase the tools. Well, those were steps which are, of course, a lengthy process, but I will spare the details for that, because I don't think that's really interesting. It's just a lot of talking and doing, and just consuming time from everyone, but also everywhere it's very different. And then there is this other thing you have. We already had some kind of installed base. But when you decide to go to a different tool, you also have to move your installed base to that new tool. So very soon we recognized that with a new tool we needed to do something to be able to migrate. And we had this very nice configuration already in place, which looks something like this. But it was not something you could just put over easily. We couldn't migrate easily. And so what we did was we built a framework. We put a lot of complex tasks and handling in that framework. And that framework was tooling independent. So only the things really specific for pseudonymization and all the other data was left in the tooling. It's a really important point, because we were able to migrate our stuff in a month or 3 with the help of Anton. So that's what we did. We moved it out and we moved a new tool in. And then we had privacy in place, just like that. And we were even ahead of our planning. So everyone really happy. We could just turn out the old tool just in time. If we would have needed to purchase a new license, that would be for 3 years again. So we were very happy that we were able to put it out just before it all stopped. It's partly in Dutch, but if there are any questions, please shoot along. So this is basically wrapping it up, what we did so far. We did some first steps, we did some tool selection, we migrated everything, and now we are just in a comfortable position where we can expand to our community, work along with other communities, and just spread the word, so to say. Well, that's really the wrap up of our story. So, thank you.